Hi everyone, my name is Sameer, and today once again I'm here with all of you with another success story. The man with me today is achieved PMP 2 days back, and it was in his first attempt. He is by profession civil engineer working in reputed MNC firm GE and having more than 15 plus years of working experience as a construction engineering field. This man is none other than a smart and charming Goraksh Khilari. So we will invite Goraksh Khilari and we will discuss how he has started PMP certification, what all strategy he has adopted for his preparation, and what all challenges he has faced during his preparation. And also, we will discuss how he has gone through during the PMP exam. Because in the exam, many people face anxiety, stress, and nervousness. So, how he has managed this all, plus time is very important. So how we manage time as well. So we are going to discuss with you this all, and hopefully if you are watching this video, you will be getting lots of value from here. So let's welcome Goraksh Khilari. Goraksh Khilari, you are welcome in this session today. We are recording it and we will be sharing this your conversation in our PMP community. So first of all, many congratulations, Goraksh, for achieving your PMP credential in your first try. That's really amazing.
Thank you, and first of all, big thanks to Sameer and PMP Mastery. Why it is, I will explain later on. So it will start with thanks to Sameer. Okay. Yeah.
Right. Goraksh,
Sameer.
it was just a brief
Yeah.
introduction from my end. Why don't you give your introduction from your end?
Yeah, Sameer. I'm basically a graduate civil engineer, having 15 of years experience in the hardcore construction sector, basically. But after joining GE, so I come to know there is much more in construction management and project management apart from field work.
Yes.
So there I come to the requirement of this PMP. Yeah, but before this, I have worked with three business house, Indian business house basically. These are this Reliance Infrastructure, Lanco Power, and initially some Apcons infrastructure.
Yes.
But basically, in MNC and in Indian business house, there are a lot of differences. So people working who have worked in both business companies, they must be knowing. But this PMP and basically its principles and its application, these are more applicable in MNCs basically because they are always using the latest trend in construction, in any EHS and other practices. For me at least, that career with the Indian companies and with this G, these are totally two different chapters. This I can say only. Okay. So yeah, anyway, that is because after starting a career as a GET with Reliance Infrastructure and Apcons, it was around 4.5 years. So I was thinking that only supervising and being a part of construction was the only, that was only construction construction management. But the time I just jumped to other organization, there I come to other responsibilities. So then we try to learn other management responsibilities and principles basically. But this is how I completed my maybe 9 years there. But later on when I joined GE, so then I come to face all these new management trends, and many partners are from Europe, from America, from China. Then we really saw that what is the difference of these virtual teams, the different cultures. Then I really faced the need for this PMP. But I was thinking for PMP from 2019 and 20, but somehow I used to start. Again, there was some personal responsibility, some organizational responsibility. Again, it was stuck there only. So Vijay Mesra and some 2 or 3 friends who have your students, they cleared the PMP and they give me the reference of PMP mastery. And then I come to know the importance of any mentor. So I think you must remember, I enrolled in January, but there was again some, this COVID situation, and so you being locked down and wave three in the April. So I lost those 3 4 months. So basically, what happened? I read some chapters. Again, got pause or some break. Again, I lost everything because if you are not able to continue the study, whatever you read earlier, 60% 70% it becomes useless. So again in July, you talked me and you told me that you first get enrolled and fix the exam date. So that is why in July I fixed my exam date. And as per your the study plan, that was 90 days. I started again. Really, from day one, I again started it. But only this time, what I did, I really went up to the depth of every concept. So I could complete only Rita one time, then Timbok, and then this hybrid and agile. But I think we have talked in between. Only completion or a detailed study of Rita, it took too longer because every concept was coming first time. But when I started this Timbok, really many things were repeated there. So then grasping things and complete this covering of syllabus, it was quite easy and faster. Yeah, and then as well. Anyway, so yeah, but what happened before the exam date, I had planned 10 days leave and some uh, uh, 5,000 question bank.
We will discuss on the exam part also. But before that, thank you so much for giving your introduction. And also, I got 2 points that lead you to initiate PMP certification. First point, which I observed, that you wanted to upgrade yourself on any other designation where you can change your responsibility from your current position to the future position which you are looking the senior management. That was your first reason. And the second reason was that when you joined GE, you found people are more professional and you're trying it also around the globe. When you thought, let's do PMP certification, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that was
Right.
your two factors that you observe, and observing some weaker points or as well the strength in yourself is really great thing. Not everyone is able to observe their own weakness, their own strength. But you
Yeah,
did it, and that is the reason today you are PMP certified, right?
yeah,
So what happened when you observe some weaker point in yourself, you start working on that. So most important thing is
right.
that people should be capable to observe their weaker point, their strength as well, so that they can enhance even their strength. All right, so that was 2 points or two reasons which led you to initiate PMP certification. That's really good to
Right,
hear
right.
because everyone has their own reasoning, everyone has their own perspective to get PMP certified.
Yeah,
Why I'm asking this one,
yeah,
why I'm highlighting it, because when I have seen your profile, you already having executive program certification, you have quality assurance certification, though you have initiated PMP certification. So
yeah,
that's
yes,
really looking forward. So
yeah,
thank you so
yes,
much for giving insights on this. Definitely, people will be able to understand that everyone should have their own perspective to get the PMP certification. Now, also, you highlighted that you got referred by someone who has done PMP with PMP Master, and then you joined PMP Master and started your preparation. But initially, you did some week of preparation, and after that, you drop it. Of course, we have challenges, and it's happened with everyone. Though you drop it, but you didn't quit it. That's the most important. You again, after a couple of months, you resume preparation, and you always in contact with me. So I remember also that your plan you again started following, and as per plan, you completed all the tasks. That
yeah,
was
yeah.
something added value in your preparation. Apart from that, PMO guide,
Compared to
if
both.
you are saying PMO guide 6 you have read, which is totally based on traditional approach. And you
Yes.
have passed new format exam, which is based on 50% agile and 50% traditional.
Yes,
So
yes,
how
yes,
did
yes.
you manage agile stuff?
Yeah, basically here I will say one thing, Samir. Being a part of GE, it's a basically matrix dependent organization. So it is 100% matrix organization. So you parallelly report 3, 4 people, which are they maybe from different domain. You work with offshore partners, whose first functional manager is different. They work with you. So that was some things which helped me really in grasping this agile and hybrid principles basically. And another thing, actually, if I just catch up my exam questions, I think there are 8 to 10 questions were related to this servant leader. So
Mhm.
all the essential question was the behavior of servant leader. What will you do as a servant leader? So I think clear about all these principles of agile and hybrid that helped me in this solving the all hybrid and agile based questions easily. Though I was really tell you, I have spent less time on agile and hybrid. That was the last 2 weeks only. After all of 3 months.
Apart from reading book, let's focus on question practice. So,
Yeah.
how many questions on an average? Not many. I think nowadays people is solving thousands, 10,000s, 20,000 questions. If you remember how many thousands of questions you have solved, or just let me know on an average how many questions you have solved domain wise. Like we have
Uh,
process domain, we have people
earlier,
domain, business environment
earlier,
domain.
yes. Yeah, earlier 2.5 months, I just completed the first Rita chapter. Some there are having 30, 35 questions after each chapter in Rita book. Those I completed there. After reading the completion of PIMBOK, then I got this question bank latest from you,
Okay.
and then I started here. Right.
Okay. You solve
But
all the
if
questions.
you talk total numbers, that will be around 2,000 around. That's all.
Around 2,000 questions you solve.
Yes.
So here it is a message to the people that they are believing, most of the people believing that need 10,000 and 20,000 questions to be solved before taking the exam. Even people can pass with 1,000 and 2,000 practicing questions. Here,
Yes.
Goraksh
Yes.
is here with us. He is saying 2,000 questions on an average he practice, and today he is with us. He cracked PMP with all domain ever planned. So that is something amazing result. All right.
Yeah.
Almost how many months you to fully prepare for exam?
It was, you say basically it was less than 3 months, maybe 80 days you can say, because last 10 days I was really engaged with some other tasks because there was some, this is the quarter and some higher management was available at site. So in fact, I was there to postpone the exam, but before 48 hours, I did not cancel postpone it. So anyway, I have to face it. So as I explained, so I think, as you said, 60 to 90 days are more than enough if we really do it in a focused and consistent way.
Yeah, because you had on and off preparation because of other reasons, and that's
Yeah.
perfectly you told that it took you 3 because of on and off preparation. As a PMP master USP, we ask people that you can pass PMP exam in 45 days or even less. But for that, you have to be consistent. If someone is putting 2, 3 hours every day, and if he is consistent for next 40, 45 days, he can pass that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Now let's go further and discuss on the any strategy. Definitely, you would have many doubts while reading the book or reading any topic or solving the questions. How did you overcome on that doubts and if you have done any mistakes in the questions? So
Yeah, yes. One thing I want to particular mention when I was solving questions. So while selecting the objective or options or your answer, I always try to write what is my logic behind that answer there. And when I recheck with the answer sheet or key answers, So in Rita, there is basically given the logic also or principle why it is so and why that is. So that really helped me. So why what I think thought for this question or answer and what is the when there was a wrong answer from me. So I come to know what is the difference in opinion.
Hmm. Okay.
Same also in this other hamper that question bank also. There also though I tried less questions, but for every question, when there was little doubt, I tried to write my logic there. And when I found a real answer, was there any mismatch? And I really come to know what is the basic difference there, in my opinion and actual PMP opinion.
And it works for you. And
Yeah, really, yes,
it's really effective approach. It's really effective
yes,
approach. People should not run after 1,000 and 10,000 questions, but whatever amount of questions you are doing, the first thing you should be choosing a good quality question. Do not go on the internet and get outdated questions. Do not rely on that. So exam has been
yeah,
changed, and you must be solving, practicing questions which are aligned as per the need of the exam. So yeah,
yeah.
it's one of the learning for the people who is watching this movie. Second thing I wanted to know from your end that a week before, or 10 days before, did you change any strategy or you stick with the approach which I have shared with you?
Yeah, I changed a little strategy there where just 3 days back because I come to know that I am not able to go through all questions or do revision to all chapters. Then I selected 4 5 chapters from Kimbog and Rita, which I thought that I needed some revisit there, like schedule and this cost,
Hmm.
some integration, basic integration chapter.
Hmm.
And basically 6 or 7 hours I spent on your slides, which basically kind of what to say short preparations of every chapters. That really helped me. Last, if I recall my full last 48 hours, that is what I did.
And one more question. This is really everyone want to know. How many full marks you have attempted before taking your exam?
Uh,
This is more demanding question.
yeah, I don't. I think you won't believe it's zero. In fact, you
Yeah.
must remember I did not ask for mock. You asked me just to finish, then we'll think for mock. That was planned between 10 to 20th, but anyway, I could not get time, so I could not go for any mock.
Wow. So you solve mini mock test like set of 50 or 60 question, I believe, if you haven't done full mock test. And that you
Yeah.
done throughout your preparation and you took the exam on based on that, right?
Yes.
So one more thing I wanted to know, how much you were scoring in the mini mock test on an average?
It was around 70 to 80%.
70 to 80.
Yes. Always. And
Always. So
and
that's the very,
yeah,
very good
yeah, yeah,
scoring. If someone is scoring above 70%, but it should be consistent. It is not like you are scoring in some mock 50% and some mock 70% or 80%. So there is somewhere some gap. If it is not consistent, if it is not stable, so we should be continuously performing approx 70-75% in the mock test. In 5 to 6 full mock test, definitely nothing will hold you to pass the PMP exam. Right?
yeah.
Yeah. Now let's discuss about the exam insights. So before one day, was there any strategy?
Yeah, I can, as earlier explained, just to revisit 4 5 difficult chapters where I think some retouch was required, and this decision making, estimate, all those the short presentations provided by you. I targeted those only.
What about the exam experience? Did you take exam from home or it was in exam center?
Yes, it was in exam center at Nagpur.
Okay. You know, in the name format, there are 2 10 minutes break. So, did you take 10 minutes
Yes,
break after 60 questions?
yes, it was much
And
needed.
what was your experience once you see the first 60 questions? Do you find,
Yeah,
wow, it's very
actually,
difficult or it's going very simple and I'm going to PMP certified today? What was your reaction once you
yeah.
see the questions?
Earlier, I remember earlier 13 questions. I took around 2 minutes each question. So then I thought, okay, then it will take 120 minutes for covering these 60 questions. Then I checked in my strategy. Then I got some speed there. And I think 6 or 7 questions were there where I found that, okay, I'm not really confident about the perfect answer. So there I chose one option basically, either A, B, C or whatever. But I write down the question number, which I need to revisit at the end of the session, 2 or 3 minutes. So I think in first session there were 7 questions, which I was not that much confident, but I chose one option. So if somehow I lost the opportunity to revisit, at least there was some option available. And then at the last, when the 3 minutes were balanced, I revisited those questions, and out of 7, I think 3 were same, 4 were I changed my answers there.
Mhm.
Same happened in the section 2 as well, but there I'm around 1.5 or maybe 1.2 minute per question. That was my target. If you are not to catch up the answer, you just select one option which you find which more suitable and write down the question number and then revisit at the last 3 minutes. I was targeting to keep for revisiting the questions, few questions.
Now let's talk about type of questions. In the new format exam, we have 5 types of questions. First, multiple choice. Second, multiple
Yes.
responses. Third, fill in the blanks. Fourth, matching questions. And fifth is hotspots. So if you remember, can you tell whether you got any hotspot questions?
I think not, there were very few, I think, 2 or 3 maybe.
Two and 2 or 3 questions you are saying based on hotspot.
Yeah.
So have you solved that?
Yeah, I solved every question. Yeah.
And how many questions were drag and drop type?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Pardon?
Drag and drop based questions, matching type.
I think yeah, I exactly six questions were there. That paste. Yeah.
6 questions. Okay.
Yes.
Can you fill in the blank questions?
I think there were not like that questions in the
And
blanks.
if you remember, how many questions based on multiple responses in which you have
11
to
or 12
choose more than
questions.
two answer or
12 or 13 questions. Means 4 or 5 from each session.
okay.
Yeah.
So did you find it simple or find it difficult to solve this type
Yeah,
of questions?
2 options there were quite confusing or they were quite jugglery because
Very
three,
close.
yeah, which two are I think basically one was quite easy that this is the best possible, but second there was very near to others also. So
Yeah.
it took later. I mean, the questions which I said it took 7 or 8 from each session. Out of that, 3 or 4 were that 2 options. Those are the
All
questions.
right. The most important question: how did you manage the time in your exam? Because managing time is very difficult. People often tell me that managing time is very difficult. How did you manage your time?
Yeah, basically from first 15 minutes of first session, I was really taking too much time, 2 minutes per each question. So then I come to know that you have to just increase your speed. So then what happened? Some questions were really lengthy or long questions, and basically giving some different meaning, but their what to say essence or their basic principle is something different. So anyway, there are some which 2 or 3 answers what you think were appropriate. But anyway, I chose one which was the best suitable for me. But I just kept those questions in the review for last minute.
All right. You are saying
Yeah.
you save few minutes for review.
Yes, 3 to 4 minutes for each session.
3 to 4 minutes you are left with for a final review.
Yes.
And what happened after review once you submit it?
Yeah.
That's most
Uh,
dangerous time.
yes, yes. Until you get that printout outside, okay.
You don't believe that we have passed the exam.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's happened
That
with 99% people that once they
okay.
submit and once they see calculation on a screen, because on a screen it is not writing pass or fail, it's writing calculation, and it's really making people to be in doubt. Calculation for what? For submission of exam or to pass the exam?
But earlier it is for just completing your exam first.
Yeah, yes, yes. So this is the PMI really making it suspense here, for the last moment. PMI making suspense. It happened with most of the people, including me. Consolation for
Yeah.
what? For for submitting 4 hours exam, or just that I have passed the exam. So that's the
But
here
I
people
think for completing
go
for
run
our exam,
immediately go to
congratulations was
counter
required.
and ask, give me my result. And when they see their result in the hard copies, then they feel relaxed if they have passed. So that's the last moment they have suspense there. They should really do not
Yeah.
write only consolation. They should add their continuation. You have passed the exam. What's wrong? What's the bad thing in writing this? They should write it, right? Many people heartbeat has increased
Yeah.
in that moment. Congratulations for what? When I interact with the
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
like you, I get the same answer that I see congratulations, my heartbeat was increased, and I immediately run to the counter. I ask, so my result, because on the screen it is not clear. Pass, fail, congratulations for what? Just for submitting the exam, or I have passed the exam. So it's happened with most of the people. Right. So,
But one thing I want to just share with you, so same thing will be useful for other people.
yeah.
Basically, there are two things. One thing is, actually, I have one philosophy. Every year, you have to invest on yourself for just updating your skills, for personal finance, for your professional skill, or any personal skill as well. So that's why you saw that in 2019, I underwent this extra RI course. Last year,
Yeah.
I did some course on stock market and basic finance management or personal finance management. And this year, PMP was my target. So to invest on yourself will give the best returns in this market, basically. That is one philosophy I believe. So every year I had target. And
I
I think
really,
people will
I'm fully agree with you, and I'm really impressed. No matter how much we are earning, we are spending
yes.
all money in our house on dresses and other expenses. We are spending lots of money in various things that is just giving you facilities. But the source from where you have
Yes.
to earn the money, you are the source. And if you know,
Yeah.
there is a quote that investment in yourself is giving you highest dividend. So you have to
Yeah.
pay the price.
Yes.
Paying price does not mean in terms of money only. Paying price means in terms of time, in terms of money. If you want to grow yourself, you have to upgrade yourself. Whatever you have read in the college, those all reading is not working currently. Whatever you are getting the certification, whatever you are learning in the industries, that's helping you to grow in your organization. That's helping you
Yeah.
accomplish the projects, right? So, yeah, I'm really happy to hear you have such a good mindset and understanding that few percentage of your earning must be invested in your development.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And second thing, actually, last after completion in first month, this RITA and some part of PIMBOK, I really started to apply those principles on my team because I had team of around 20-22 people. So importance communications, this integration of all knowledge areas, three baselines, cost, schedule, and scope, and everything later on, and teams, everything. So So just last 10 days, when my senior and my higher-ups visited the site, he just saw the all changes and interacted with my team members independently. So definitely they found huge difference and they really appreciated, okay, this time I found there is a huge change in team and overall working atmosphere. Team is totally integrated. People are self-motivated and really they said that it is a everyone so every lead basically who lead the electrical, civil, mechanical or commissioning and all, so it's kind of a self-aligned team. He definitely saying said and he really appreciated to whole team sitting in HO and other end. So this time I found huge change and they appreciated whole team, and that all credit goes to this PMP principles, PMP study
Good, good.
and
It's good to know
everything we
that you
did
really
in last 12
started
months. Yeah.
implementing it. You started
So before
implementing it.
actually
This
passing
is
the exam, I started to receive the results or
good,
fruits, you
good,
can
good,
say.
good. We, for everything, whatever we are doing, we should measure the outcomes as well. So outcomes is applying what you have learned in the PMP and now what you are doing.
Yes.
So that is what our aim, or that is what whoever is doing PMP. It's not for sake of adding PMP with your name. You
Yeah.
can do that, of course, because you have to expose yourself, right? But not only limit up to that. You have to implement what you have learned. Right? Okay,
In fact,
so hmm,
every Saturday I spend 1 hour to explain those principles to my team because Saturday
very
is kindly little bit relaxed. So I think that is also one thing which helped me to go to the basics of all
good,
principles.
good, 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 good. That's really good habit because you have to develop a habit for reading, for implementation, or for whatever you are into. You have to have some habit so that you can get more result and you can grow every day. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
this insight. Goraksh, also, I think if you speak up about your next milestone, which certification you are looking forward to do. I'm very sure you would have already made mind that
Yes. Yes.
which other certificate you
Next six next 6 months I have planned for advanced Excel and
got.
MS Office.
MS Office.
Advanced Excel and MS Office advanced, yes, for coming 6 months. So till March
Great.
2022.
The best for that.
Yeah.
Sure, you will achieve it that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Goraksh, it was really nice talking with you, and you have shared lots of insights. The last, if there is any recommendation from your end for PMP experience.
Yeah, for all aspirants, really it's a very useful, what you say, basic, I would say that it's a basically study package. It's not any course or certification. We should see the value of all these PMP principles and approach basically. So for every construction or professional, I think it's very important and much needed. And being a working professional, to be focused, to be consistent, it's really challenging for almost all people. So like me, this mentorship, I think it's must because the this as far as Samir is concerned, I will say he will just say prepare a study table or study chart, being dependent on your availability or your suitability. And once you get the path and right material, so I think things become very easier, uh, and you can continue your preparation in focus way. And definitely there are always some questions or doubts. And if you think or if you feel, oh, there is always someone to help you out and guide a proper way, like I did many times contacted Samir and he cleared many things. So that really solves your problem and motivates you. So I think you should also follow the same thing or same approach. And not follow. I think it's my just suggestion. It's up to everyone. Definitely, it is. Everyone has some different approach, different availability of time. So, but that is what I think for everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. It's really means a lot. And I believe this video will be valuable for the PMP aspirants. So let's summarize his journey. Goraksh Khilari, he started his PMP when he has already certified in many other certificate domains. he has decided to do the PMP because he observed that PMP principle in actual people in his organization using and applying, and there he found a gap in him. Also, other thing was he wanted to grow his career. And now today, before after facing all the challenges, finally 2 days back he cleared PMP with all above domain. I hope he will be succeed for what he has done PMP, and he will be surely achieve his goals. And looking forward to be in contact with you, Goraksh, and also wishing you more success in your future. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you again, Samir and PMP Mashri, for helping and making this path easier for all busy aspirants like me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Uh, Wish you good luck for your future assignments and future responsibility,
Thank you.
which will be going on and going on. Okay, keep.
Thank you. Okay.